Alright, so I didn't just, well, I guess I got out of bed maybe 10 minutes ago, but I've been up for a while. And I thought I'd step out on the deck since it's new and done and as done as it's going to be anyway. Um, saw some a hummingbird. I don't want to say hummingbirds. So maybe I need to camp out here in the morning and try to snap some hummingbird pics. Now I'll take a hummingbird pic with my phone instead of my cameras. If you know anybody that wants to buy some cameras and some pro lenses, let me know. Anyway, I've gotten the laundry going and weighed myself. I'm still in that same range. Today is 292 point something. Anyway, that's all. I'm going to go get some breakfast and get started. I got stuff to do today. I have a massage and stretch appointment that got moved from 4:15 to 3 o'clock, so that kind of cuts into my normal schedule for a Thursday, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to pass up the opportunity for a good massage and stretch. So that's all for now. I'm sure we'll talk more later. Alright, so I've watered the yard twice. Got Walt shaved, showered, pillowcases changed, dressed, all that good stuff. And I haven't left myself enough time to work out. It's 2:05. I have a 3 o'clock appointment, and in that time of day, having to go through 3 school zones, I don't have enough time to do anything. And the last thing you really should do when you have a massage and stretch is work out. So I guess I'll spin later and call it a day. Really didn't want to do that again today. But it is what it is. I'll get my 30-minute cardio session in. That's my minimum. And then tomorrow's another day. Probably not a bad thing if I think about the fact that my shoulder could use some rest. So we'll go from there. My internet cable got buried today. I haven't yet inspected the damage. It is what it is. And just one of those days. So, alright, I'll talk to you later. Alright, I don't know if I can turn my camera around while I'm on it, but let's take a look here. Okay, you can see where the cable came through. Yeah, let me show you here a second. Alright, so here's the newly installed box, and the cable runs out of that, and you can see the faint line in the grass where they installed it or buried it. And I'm going to assume, much like the last time they had to do this out here, which was 2 or 3 years ago, it's not very deep. So of course it's not marked, and God help us if we ever dig out here. And they came right over this hump, which often gets scalped by lawnmowers, and right through here, where I have recently aerated and overseeded, but whatever. And he left the yellow tie or orange tie string to indicate where the cable was. And it came right through here. Not terrible. A rain or two, and then the grass will just kind of grow back normal and cover up what they did. So, can't complain too much. And it is what it is. So there's that. Also wanted to show you something here. Oops, wait a minute, what's this? More garbage that the guys left. So the contractor left all of this stuff under my deck, which I'm not real thrilled about, but whatever. I really wanted to just show you a couple things here on the deck that I'm not pleased about. Of course, the guy was supposed to be back today, and I haven't seen him yet. So Let's take a look here. Now this to me doesn't really look like a good joint. It is what it is, but it's fixable. That seems to be mounted on that pretty good, but then you can see this one, not so much. Yeah, that gap doesn't seem like it ought to be there, which tells me that that board was never really screwed down into the other board. Oh boy. So one last thing I want to show you around here on the front is the railings they did, and you tell me what's missing. Besides the fact that at first glance that looks crooked. Is that leaning or is it just me? It doesn't look straight, but it is what it is. And by the way, what it is fucked up. So that's how they left that. You know, that should have been sanded and painted, because that's what he said he was going to do. Just like these columns here, supposed to be painted. Of course, they had to move the columns. So instead of sanding and painting where the columns were, they just left it like that on both sides. Thrilled about that. Didn't paint this one. This is the worst of the two. Just screw in the new stuff and leave the old stuff there and don't fix it. God help me, that screw can't have much to go into there. And they did the same thing over here. So I do have a sander and I have paint, but if I'm paying for this to be done, shouldn't he have done this? Yeah, I kind of think he has, or should. Asshole. Alright, so there's one last thing I want to show you. It's in the living room where my father's currently watching television. And just to avoid questions or explanations or him interrupting me, I'm just going to let the video run and let the video show you my most aggravating issue with the lack of completed work by the contractor. So here's the inside of the door to the deck, and you tell me what's wrong. What the actual fuck? Yeah, I'm irritated. Alright, I'm home, I'm done. I decided to go after my massage and stretch to drop off all my stuff at the dump. I missed trash day this week. I just forgot to put my trash out. And since it's back in the 80s and low 90s, and I got chicken scraps in there, that shit had to go, man. It was getting pretty ripe. So so I went by the dump. I had some other things, some yard waste and stuff. Well, not yard waste, but other stuff to throw out. And pretty much don't like traveling in this time of day because the traffic sucks. But it is what it is. Straight up fell asleep during my massage and stretch. I guess we were a little more on the massage and a little less on the stress today because I just zonked out. Which she's fine with, and I didn't know any better. And like I've said, I don't want to exercise much after one of those. And unfortunately I didn't get anything done earlier, so I am just going to spend 30 minutes, maybe more if I feel like it, and live to fight another day. We'll do a little more tomorrow. I haven't done weights in several days, but like I said, it's probably doing my shoulders some good to take a little bit of a break from some of the lifting. So we'll get back at it tomorrow, maybe do some kettlebell stuff, maybe go for a walk if it's nice. Since I managed to get my trip to the dump done, I don't have to count on doing that tomorrow. And since the instructions from the lawn maintenance company were to not cut my grass for a month, I won't be doing that. Thank God I cut it the day before they came to do their thing, so it's not going to be any worse than what it would be after a lot of watering and a month wait. With watering, it needs cut almost weekly, so a month is going to be a jungle, but whatever. So I am just going to spin and call it a day. For the record, I have now gone through the entire business day, I would say, and did not hear from the contractor who still has things here. If I do not hear from him tomorrow, I'm tempted to just take all the stuff that he's left here and take it another trip to the dump. Once I pick out what may be useful to me, since if it's materials for this job, I paid for those materials, right? That's what the bill said, so maybe those things should be mine. Anyway, that's all for today. I got an early night because of work in the morning, but I'm going to watch as much of the Steelers as I can and hope they don't shit the bed. So that's all for today. Talk to you tomorrow.